1, 2, 3, let's go. Hey, testing. This is a test, mother. This is test. This is a test, mother. This is test. Drinking cannabis infused tea. Let's get started. Oh, hey there. So, Girlfriend is back today. Asked me some questions, so I put out a message on Instagram and Facebook for some questions to increase engagement, just so I can be more engaging in the comment section, because let's be honest, that's how you beat the algorithm, by, your engagements, your engagement with the audience, comments, likes, follows, subscribers, all that, okay? So, I'm working on beating the algorithm. So this is a Q&A video, and hopefully it helps you guys get to know me better and give you some insight into my life, and also hopefully that it shows you that I'm willing to be transparent. So if you want to get started, continue watching the video. Okay, so I have 10 questions here that I collected from Instagram and Facebook from, different people that commented. So thank you to everyone that put up your questions. I appreciate it. So the first question, what is the biggest challenge? I think the biggest challenge being married, and I've been married going on 6 years, right? Andre! Okay, so coming up, July 27th, it'll be 6 years married. And we've been together for 9 years, right? 9 years, I don't know, it's getting long, But I think the biggest challenge is learning to know when to submit. I think us women, we were conditioned to believe that we have to be so strong and almighty, and everything requires a team, like teamwork, make the dream work for real. So I think just knowing when to submit and letting, my husband take on his role as a husband. For the longest, I think I had that I'm strong, independent, feminist type of attitude, so I think having to allow him to take on his role and just what he do, So that's something that I had to learn getting married. Communication is also a big issue. We're always working on enhancing our communication skills and getting better at communicating. The transition from the military back to civilian life. So, to be honest, it was a struggle at first, just dropping everything that I've known for the last 4 years and going out into the civilian world on my lonesome. It's like the military is like a crutch, like you need them to stand on your own for so long, and getting out of the military is like learning, it's like being rebirthed in a sense. You have to learn everything all over again. Like, when you're transitioning out, they do have programs to help with resumes and whatnot, but it's just getting your foot in that door, getting education. So I think the biggest challenge was just having anxiety about what I'm going to do now. What am I going to do next? So I had studied to be for an exercise training degree, and I became a personal trainer, and that really wasn't doing well for me working at the gym. I'm gonna be honest, I really couldn't pay my bills working at a gym on that salary, which was like $300 a check. So I had to go back to the drawing board. That was something that I love to do. It's something that I had a passion for, helping people in particular. I enjoyed working with seniors, because they're the most at risk of falling and just having a heart attack or something. It's like you really make a difference in someone's life. Like, anybody can make somebody sweat, but like working with someone where you can see the difference, like that was a big thing to me. So I think just having a plan to get back out there and become who you are without the crutch, get out there on your own, sign up for school, take advantage of all the GI Bill benefits, the home loan, take advantage of that, and all of the other programs that they offer to veterans. I would look into everything, and I would, talk to other people about what they did and what they recommended for people transitioning out. So I think the biggest struggle to civilian life was just becoming a civilian again after you've been brainwashed with the military. So it's different. It's definitely something that takes some adjusting and getting used to, but it can be done after after you get the ball rolling, and after maybe a year or something, things will feel normal again. And you'll be like, okay, I can do this. I don't have to go to the Guard or the Reserve. Question 3, what is your biggest challenge as a daughter-in-law? I think my biggest challenge as a daughter-in-law, and being misunderstood. You're dealing with two parties that come from two different communities, have two different traditions, two different upbringing. I think just meshing those together and being a daughter-in-law, the other party, not understanding who you are, where you come from, what your values are, your beliefs and whatnot. Everything is just not going to be how they want it to be. You're your own individual, and with time, people grow and change. You're not going to be the same person that you were when you first met your husband or wife, so it's just the biggest challenge is having to be accepted through your evolution, through changing, and through despite the differences. It's just being accepted and just being misunderstood. Oftentimes I'm very misunderstood. When I come off as genuine, it's often taken oh, she's being a bitch. But I'm not. It's just, I think it takes some learning and getting used to people and getting to know someone again all over. You cannot judge a book to all of everything. Just read into someone and fully get to know them. So that is the biggest challenge of being a daughter-in-law, just being misunderstood, But one day it's gonna get better and we'll all be okay. So for anyone out there that's dealing with troubles with your in-laws, I say just give it time and do not try to force anything. Time heals all, and just give it time. I'm not one to force things. I just appreciate, genuine connection. And if it's not there, I just cannot force anything. So just give it time, basically, and know that everything will work out in the long run. The next question is, how do you motivate yourself to exercise, and what do you recommend for people that have ataxia, which affect my ability to balance, and what do you suggest for people that have a high fault risk? So how do I get myself to motivate myself to exercise? I just think, I want to look good as a mom. I want to look good for my husband, and I want to just feel good overall. Exercising is a form of meditation for me, a form of mental release. When I exercise, I feel so relieved. It's so much better. So just knowing that, I'm motivated already to exercise. And just knowing that after, there's so many benefits to it. So I just love to do it. It becomes a lifestyle. So I think once you make it a lifestyle, then you'll be more motivated to exercise. What do I recommend for people with ataxia and are at a high fall risk? I think if you look up certain coordination exercises, balance exercises, core exercises to build your core and build your balance if you're at risk for falling. AtaxiaFoundation.org. I'll put it in the description section, and they give you a bunch of exercises, YouTube instructional videos on how to exercise. Basically, they provide you a bunch of resources that will help you in your exercise program of falling and then maybe scared to exercise. But let's reel it back in. Look for modified exercises that are best for you. Get that resource that I put in the comments, put it in the description section, and you'll be good to go. What was your biggest holdback and or fear when getting into vlogging, and what advice would you give to someone thinking about starting their own? I think the biggest holdback is fear. You know, we got to stop letting fear hold us back and just do the things that we want to do with what we have, with what we know, with what we can do. Like, just do it, just start. My biggest thing, I think, was looking at, you know, other people and what they've already accomplished and how many videos, how many subscribers, how many followers. I think when you first get started, you're looking at all these factors, you know, and you're psyching yourself out. So ultimately, fear is holding you back. You know, I think just stop letting fear hold me back and just putting out as much video content as I can, regardless of how it looks, like how the quality looks, how the audio sounds, how the lighting is set up. I think when you're first starting out, like, yes, we all want to be the best, but you just have to just start with where you are, with what you have and what you know. You know, that's the biggest takeaway. People always want to have something to say. Society is always want you to conform, you know, so you just have to resist that urge and just do you. You know, don't let fear hold you back. Do what you love. Put out information about something that you love, you know, something that you're passionate about. Do your research on that so you can sound like you know what you're talking about. You know, prepare, study, have flashcards. I have a piece of paper with my notes on it so I don't forget. You know, have anything that help you stay on track, because it's not easy starting out. Look at monetization after you reach 1,000 subscribers. You know, how can I make money from this? Where is it going to go in the long run? Am I just doing this for nothing, or what is my goal? What audience do I want to reach? You know, so I think those are some factors to consider when getting into vlogging. I think just don't let fear hold you back. Just start with what you have, with what you know, and use what you have. If you just have a webcam on your laptop, use that until you can invest in the camera, invest in lighting. Natural light is the best light. So if you don't have any ring lights or anything extra softbox lights, just do it by a window. Put the laptop in front of a window and just there, your lighting is good. So yeah, just do it. Number 6. What is one thing that you would never do again? I would never skydive again. That was a one and done for me. Like, that was an adrenaline rush, and I'm very, very adventurous. But that's just one thing that I would not do again. I'm sorry. It was a mark off a bucket list, and I think it was like maybe 5 or 6 years ago that I did it. But I'm never doing it again. Okay? Period. Okay, question number 7. Where do you see yourself in 10 years? In 10 years, I still see myself, you know, living intentionally, pouring into myself, my family, my values, and my beliefs. That is a stretch, reach, something. That's just too far to determine. I like to try to live in the present, try to practice what's going on now. But it's always good to have a plan. So in 10 years, I also see myself within the future. I would say in the future, see myself having an herb garden. You know, I really would like to grow my own herbs, you know, and vegetables, and teach my kids all about the environment and gardening, you know, and instill some practical skills with them, in them, you know. So let's see, and reconnecting with family that are out there to ask, where do I see myself in the future? But for now, let's continue to practice living for the now, being present in your everyday, daily lives. Number 8, what is the best location you've traveled to? The best location I've traveled to is the Caribbean island. I think I've been to Jamaica and St. Lucia recently, and I think just being in an atmosphere, you know, with our people, just feeling at home the moment you step off the plane is like, just the energy overall is different, and it's just so vibrant and so lush and so green and so full of life, and the connection there, the people, they just welcome you in like it's nothing, you know. So I really love the Caribbean island, and I hope to travel to all the islands within my lifetime. So yeah, thank you, Caribbean. I just love its people, love the culture, love everything about the Caribbean people. So let's see. But Africa, coming for Africa soon. Back to the motherland, and I cannot wait. But stay tuned for that. Number 9, what is your biggest accomplishment? So I don't have one, so I'm gonna give you a few of them. joining the Air Force, being exposed to new ideas and experiences, meeting my husband and starting a family, healing, and create new traditions for my family. Just rebirthing myself is pretty much a big accomplishment, but just evolving into the woman that I am today and being the best that I can be, holistically. So, yeah. Number 10, where did you meet your husband? I met my husband in the Air Force. We were both stationed at Travis Air Force Base in California, and we met through a mutual friend over dinner, and we were not into each other then. We continued to date over time, and it grew into something more. So, yes, we met through a mutual friend, and he was going through a divorce, and I was just there to support him and help him get through a really hard time in his life. So for anyone out there that are experiencing the same thing, or met someone that's going through a divorce, or just have patience, and know that different people bring out different things in people. Just because the last relationship didn't work out does not mean it's going to not work out for you. So you just have to have faith and patience that it'll all work out if you see yourself with them long term. So that's that. And I'm really blessed to still have him in my life to this day. That was a question and answer video for y'all, a Q&A. So I hope that this gave you some insight into my life, and encourage you to try new things, or research more, or get out there and just do what you really want to do, and stop letting fear hold you back. Just do it. Do what you have for what you know. So that's the Q&A for you, and I thank you to my new subscribers, and thank you for everyone that's continued to follow my journey and leave positive comments. It is greatly appreciated. Gratitude.